Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys what you actually need for baby minimalist edition. So this is a video that I wish I would have found when I first got pregnant, just because there's so many tips and suggestions and opinions about what you really need for a baby. But honestly, I don't like to have too much of anything. I like to have just the bare minimum. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I've used for the first 2 months. So a quick little backstory. I do have 2 children. My daughter, she's almost 2, and I just had a son 2 months ago. So this is everything that I've used in the past 2 months, now knowing what I've known from having my daughter. So we're gonna run through everything just so that you guys have some really good ideas about what you may need when you guys have your first child. I'm gonna do a quick overview of what I actually have, and then I'm gonna jump into the video. I am breastfeeding, so I don't have a ton of bottles. When I first found out that I was pregnant, I had actually found someone on a mom group that I'm part of on Facebook who had a bunch of these nipples, and they're just the throwaway nipples, and she was just giving them away for free. So I have a bunch of these, and this is what I do use when he does drink bottles. I also like to use these bottles when I feed him right now. They're just the Medela. These are what you actually can put your breast milk into, or any type of milk. I like these because they're nice and tiny, and they're the perfect portion, and they fit the lids. So this is what I currently use. If you didn't know, your insurance company, every time that you're pregnant, will send you a breast pump for free, and there's a bunch of options. So with my daughter, I did have the Medela breast pump, and I did really like it, but I wanted to try something different with my son. So I went ahead and got the next one that I felt like a lot of moms raved about, and it's called the Spectra. I believe it's the S1, and I just got this for free, so this didn't cost me any money, but I live by this. I am a huge pumper because honestly, pumped milk saves a ton of money, and I'm trying to pump as much as I can now, so when I do eventually go back to work, I don't have to worry about getting formula or what he's gonna eat, which was something I worried about a lot with my daughter. And the other thing that will bring me to is with my daughter, I was being super cheap just because I am very minimal and I don't like spending extra money. So I would just sit there and hold like the pump, and I would just wait and wait and wait. And it's, oh my gosh, I'm not a huge fan of pumping, and that was really because of why. So one of the things I did invest in this time with my son was one of those bras that you can put your little pump into, and I absolutely love it. It is a huge lifesaver. I can just shove it on while I'm eating. I can put it on while I'm trying to wash dishes. So that way I don't feel like I'm completely constricted to just holding the breast pump. So that is my next thing I got. I have one of the bras. I got it right at Target, and it's just, you put your breast pump right into here, and you can do whatever you were doing, and it just takes all the milk, and it is lifesaver. Now I do know some moms do like using bibs and stuff. Well, I do have a lot of burp cloths. Really cool about these ones, it's this brand. Now I like these because not only are they burp cloths, but you can also snap them together and they become a bib. So these are something that I really like just because I'm not a huge bib user. So that's everything that I use for feeding. So the next thing I'll talk about is potty. I always use Vaseline. I'm obsessed. I know some people use like diaper rash cream and stuff, but this has always worked for me perfect for my daughter, for my son. So I just use the baby version of Vaseline. We just have diapers. He's still in size 1. I just get the diapers from Costco because they work for him. I know diapers vary for everybody. I got a lot of diapers from my baby shower and from just friends, and I just found which one worked for me. And I also love Costco brand baby wipes just because there's no scent, gentle on the baby's butt. I love them. I do not have a changing table just because I didn't really use it very much with my first daughter. And honestly, you can change the baby anywhere. So I'll lay down a blanket if I'm out in public, or I'll lay down a blanket if it's on the floor, but usually I just change them right on the bed or on the couch, and it's super convenient for me. I haven't used this yet just because for the most part, especially with COVID, we're here, we're listening. I don't really need it. And it's just the VTech audio monitor. Eventually I will need this. And we have a video one for my daughter, but we don't need that for my son right now because if he cries, we come and get him. She's sleep trained, so I like to look and make sure at nighttime that she's okay. So this is something that I think is super useful, and it's a really good price, so you won't be spending a ton of money because these can get pretty expensive. I don't really have a ton of toys for him. He's 2 months old. He's not going to use a bunch of toys. It's good to have for the future, but with having another kid, she's a ton of toys. So the only toy I actually have is this little elephant, and I was gifted this for Christmas actually. And I like it because it makes a bunch of noise and it has a mirror. And eventually when he gets a little bit older, I will put this on a car seat. I have been given so many baby baths, and I usually just give it away, or I find someone that needs it, or I sell them because I hate baby baths. I use this for my daughter and it just seems so inconvenient and just didn't work for me. So I know that some moms will put down like a blanket or a towel in the sink and will wash their baby there. For me, I love watching my baby with me because I feel like the skin to skin is excellent for you and the child. It's been proven that honestly the bond that you create having your child so close to you is perfect. So I love taking baths and showers with my son. I use this for his hair, but he also has super sensitive skin, and I brought him to the doctors a few times, and this is what they recommend me use on his body. It's just Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser, and this is the lotion I use for him. It's just, I like this one because it has chamomile and lavender and stuff in it, and it smells really good. We got one of these for free at the doctor's when we first had him, and I love it because it sucks all his boogies up. I just have one towel. I honestly don't even use his towel very often. I like using my towels just because they're nice and big. And then baby oil. I love baby oil. It's really good on his hair, especially if you guys have sensitive skinned babies. This is really good for the peeling skin. So I also forgot to mention this for the breastfeeding moms out there. One of the other things that I use every single day are these breast bags. Love these. Now, clothing wise, this is a huge one because I feel like so many people who don't have babies will give you really cute outfits. And don't get me wrong, they're really cute, but they are super inconvenient. Those who have kids definitely know what I'm talking about. I love these little sleepers. They're like the fleece sleepers. They have little feeties so you don't have to worry about putting socks, and it's nice and warm, and it's super convenient because you just zip it right down to change him. And there are some onesies that have double zippers. I do have a few of those, so you can zip it this way or zip it this way to change them. Life-changing. This is the way to go. So I have so many of these non-fleece versions, so I just have like cotton ones. I just love these. I feel like they're just super convenient. Same thing like I was saying earlier, they just have the zipper, they have the little feeties. You don't have to worry about taking everything off, and it keeps them nice and warm. I have about 7 of these and 7 of those because I just feel like that way I can mix and match, and I always have enough because, you know, with 2 kids, you're doing laundry a lot. Because they all have feeties, I don't really have socks, but I do have 2 pairs just in case he gets super cold. I can put these on and then put on the sleeper. And then I do have a bunch of these gloves, like the little mittens. I don't actually use them. He is huge on sucking his hands, and I like it right now because it self-soothes, and if he's not hungry yet, he just shoves his hand in and he sucks on it. So if I put these on, he'd be sucking on this. So I don't use them, but with my daughter, I was religiously using these, so I put them in the video just in case. I love hats. I just have a ton of hats because I like to keep his little head warm. The next thing that I have is this big thing in the back. It is a co-sleeper, an arm's reach co-sleeper. I love this thing. So my daughter does have a crib, and my original plan was when she converted to a toddler bed, I was going to give my son the crib. Now, whether you're breastfeeding or bottle feeding, you know you're up a lot throughout night. I didn't want to have to keep running back and forth from room to room, so I got this because it keeps the baby safe. You can put this thing up or down. It attaches to the side of your bed so you know that it's not going to roll away. I love this thing. And the second great thing that it comes with is it has this undercarriage part, which is where I keep all of his clothes, his diapers, his wipes, because I never set up a room for him yet. He doesn't have a nursery just because he's a baby, and I honestly don't see the point of having one. I went all out for my daughter. She has a beautiful nursery, but I just felt like it was kind of pointless because she was with me so much, and she was in my room a lot more than she was even in her room. So eventually I'm going to give him a room when he gets older, but right now I keep all of his stuff down here. Anything that's too big, or maybe it's clothes or diapers, extra diapers, I keep them in the spare room, or I keep them in her closet. I do keep a little basket in her closet of the next size up clothes. So right now he's in 0 to 3 months because he's 2 months old. So 3 to 6, I do have a basket so I can just conveniently grab it out and switch it out. Always check Facebook Market for outfits and for clothes because it saves you so much money. Honestly, kids go through clothes like crazy and they stain them and they get dirty, and there's no point really to buy a bunch of new clothes. And in the co-sleeper, I do have a blanket down here for him to sleep in. On the sides, there's like these really nice pockets, and I keep his diapers on one side and I keep the wipe and the cream on the other because it's easy to grab at nighttime. And I always keep an extra burp cloth right here. And then this is something that I did actually invest in this time. It is one of the sleep sacks. I didn't get the Nest one because I like that this one has beads evenly distributed. It is the Dreamland Baby. I read a lot of reviews before I purchased this. It also comes with a little thing that you can put in the front for newborns if you want to like tuck their arms in if they like to be really tight. Sorry about that, my camera died, so you may see a whole different angle now. I had to plug my phone in and just switch the angle. So I'm going to pick up where I left off. The next thing that I'm going to show you guys is the car seat. Now, the thing I don't have here to show you is the stroller. I did get the travel system with my daughter. Now, later on I learned I should have gotten a car seat that she could grow into. So I have just the Graco travel system, and this is just his car seat. I did put one of these J.J. Cole like sleeper things in here just because I live in a colder area and it gets super cold in the winter. Now for my daughter, she didn't take a pacifier, and that was something that kind of backfired on us because she didn't really have a soothing method other than breastfeeding. So for my son, we do use a pacifier sometimes when we travel, and it just has this little attachment that I can put right on top of his straps so we never lose it, and we only give it to him in the car. So we do have the matching stroller for this, and then we have 2 bases, one in my car and one in my husband's car. So for my daughter, we use the bouncer so much. And after we were done using it, I ended up giving it away. I gave away so much of her stuff because I felt like when I had my next child, if I did, I was going to just get new stuff. I don't really know why. I definitely recommend keeping things. I got this one off the Facebook Market. It is gender neutral, so if I had a daughter next, I could use it for her. And it's really cool because it has these things in the bottom where it will sort of give like a vibration sensation, or it will play music. So I love this thing, and I can bring it with me when I shower or if I'm trying to do something, and I can just put him in it and it puts him right to sleep. The other thing I do not have here is the diaper bag. That's only because my daughter actually right now is with my husband and they took the diaper bag. I do share a diaper bag. Alright, so I'm going to whisper for this part of the video just because I don't want to wake him up. But this is the last thing that I use that I think is super helpful. It's just a swing. It has different settings where it has sound, has music, it rotates. You can switch the chair so it can actually swing the other way. I preach by this. It knocks him right out and I love it. So I just want to give a very quick disclaimer before I end this video. Every baby is different. Every mom is different. The environment in which you live in is different. I live in an area that has 4 different seasons, so it's super important that I have tons of blankets, which I forgot to actually show in this video, but I do have a lot of blankets. It's important that I have something that covers them when they go out in the cold. Not everybody needs that because some of you guys may be from warmer areas. This is just a very brief overlay of what worked for me for the last 2 months. I obviously have some other things that I never have used. I just learned a lot from having my first child, and I really want to help some of you out there so that you don't purchase a bunch of things that you may not need. I just want to leave that out there because I do know that some people do really like the diaper like warmers or the baby wipe warmers. My mom was huge, get a baby wipe warmer. I never actually used it. It dried out the baby wipes for me, but everybody's different. So this is just suggestions. If you guys have any suggestions, definitely comment them below. And make sure you subscribe to watch more videos. Thanks, everybody.